Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Three Dads
Yeah.
and a Console. Not every dad can stay up to date on the latest and greatest in video game news that you need to know about, so we're here to do that for you. I'm one of your hosts, Wobble Plays, alongside, as always, Court. Hello, Court.
Hey, what's up?
The usual.
What's up?
What's that? Oh, God, there's people that don't understand what's up
Yeah, dude, I'm
in
surprised
a
you do.
Budweiser sense. I honestly, I barely do. I do because
Okay.
of the frogs, not because
Because
of the
of
beer.
Scary Movie. Is that why?
Wow.
I'm not that zoomer. I actually saw it on the
Hey,
old tube television.
Can you explain this Zoomer and boom? Like like you say Zoomer a lot. I need to understand why this is a reference because you
Okay.
say it a lot.
I will. So, boomer is
Yeah.
it's not in the sense of boomer babies. Like,
My
it's not like
parents.
actual old people.
Not like my parents.
It's memed so that
Okay.
it's one who is old and doesn't
Okay.
understand technology. Like I am a
I'm
boomer when
old,
it
but
comes
I
to
understand
PC.
technology.
Exactly. So I wouldn't consider you boomer. But then these kids, these zoomers and their TikToks and their Instagrams.
I am not paying attention here. Sorry.
Zoomer is, the youngins, and they have Zoomer humor, which is like ironic, like despair. They think it's funny when they're like, "Oh, I don't know. I don't even know. Just go on TikTok."
Is it like the people that go onto like social media and like complain about everything all the time?
No,
no.
that's just
They do
miserable
it
people
ironically,
online.
yeah. But it's
Like
ironically.
today, like I don't know, somebody said something on Twitter. I didn't catch it. I guess I'm not cool enough. And the amount of ironic tweets of like, I'm not a developer, blah. I'm like, dude, who are you people and why do you give a shit? Like, why are you what high horse? You just putting out that tweet saying you're not this person makes you just as much of a dick as that person was. Whoever said that they knew everything more than anybody else. Sorry. Just I saw it all over Twitter today and I was like, what is going on here? So someone claimed to be something they're not? Shocker. Someone did that on social media? I am in shock. Continue. Sorry, guys.
I'm curious what
I
this
had a
is now.
gripe today on social media. I'm just like, what is going on here? Everybody's complaining about somebody and
Did you
putting
tweet
out the
about it?
same. I didn't know what they were
Okay.
talking about.
I was
I just
stalking your
everybody
Twitter.
the amount of the same tweet I saw of people, and then they were like smirk, and I'm just like, what is going on here?
Those
Smirk,
ironic
what?
tweets might be Zoomer humor.
Honestly, those ironic tweets make you look like an a-hole.
He's catching on. That's it.
Like,
That is Zoomer humor is
okay,
black
so
irony.
I'm right. That's what it is. It's the hey, look at how smart I am when all I do is I look like a dick. Wrong?
And then, well, I mean, that's Zoomer / Wiener category. So,
Wiener.
yeah.
Don't talk about wieners.
No, I don't mean like literal. It's metaphorical.
There's a metaphorical wiener.
Speaking of metaphorical wieners, we also have pets.
Oh, that was a
Was it?
Wow, that was quite.
Way out of that.
That was quite Zoomerish of you there, Wava.
Okay, fine.
Zoomer and boomer.
What's going on,
got-
boys? What's the crack, mates?
Cracks 90 out of par. So we have some topics today, and the first is about a game that we're all looking forward to, that we've talked about on the show in the past, but now that it actually has pre-orders up, Arkham Knight, looking good.
Nope.
That
already came out. It's Gotham Knights.
Gotham Knight. Why did I write Arkham Knight? Imagine Pez just letting me roll with it, and then
honestly, you should have.
No, I know.
He called me a wiener. Okay, a metaphorical wiener or whatever he
you
said.
should have let him roll with his incorrect.
No, I'm gonna put him on blast for everyone to hear.
The Batman game.
The
Gotham
Batman. It's Batman, dude, and he's dead in the game.
Spoilers.
Well, spoiler alert. I don't think he is. Well, spoiler alert. The trailer has him dead. Okay.
I know. So if you haven't watched the trailer, that's on you. Gotham Knights. So tell me about what's your hype level at? Are you going to be getting one of the special editions that came out?
I'm going to start off right there on my, oh my God, Canada gets ripped off on a regular basis. So it is what? Like, how much is it in the US?
I know one of the
The
versions.
collector's edition is like $300 US.
Okay, so it is over $400 in Canada.
Sheesh.
This is for the
Yes.
statue.
It's a statue, a steel box, a motorcycle in the game. Like, no, nothing is worth $400 for a video game. Nothing. I'm sorry, it's just not worth $400. This is crazy. Collector's edition stuff. That's crazy. If you collect it, good for you. But Jesus, I have a family. Like, what is this stuff?
Man's got a family.
So in the US, it's 70, which is going to be standard price for the new game. It's 90 for the deluxe edition that comes
It's
with some
90 for the
skins.
standard game in Canada. 90.
That's ridiculous. And then it's a cool 300 US for the collector's edition.
Like, I am excited for this game. I watched the trailer. I know Pez and I were messaging when it went live. It looks wow. It looks great, but Pez, I wanted to ask you a question. Did you notice that anytime he needed to bring up the map, you had to go back to your base?
I did notice it, and I
Okay,
and
I'm
I
really
hope
hoping
they fix it.
yes. Yeah, please. I'm hoping that's not in the game because anytime you needed to do the upgrade system, well, anytime they showed the upgrade system or the map, they went back to the base to show it, and then in the middle of describing it, we're like, "Yeah, you go to your base to do this," and I'm like, "Oh no, 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 no!" So you're telling me every time I need to upgrade or do anything, I've got to go to my base? Are we pulling an Anthem here?
Yeah, that stuff should be on the fly. That's an on the fly stuff, right?
It
And
better be, dude.
that is common video game stuff for the past decade or so, outside of Anthem, but Anthem was a trash fire. There were I'm excited for it.
What happened in your game?
No, I'm excited for it. But I'm a little conflicted because the gameplay, and it could just be that they were using Nightwing. I mean, not Nightwing, Red Hood. The gameplay felt a little slow, and I understand why, right? Because they're trying to differentiate everyone's styles. So I'm sure Batgirl and Robin will move much quicker. He looked a little sluggish, which I'm not a big fan about because Red Hood is one of my favorite DC characters, if not my
Guns
favorite.
though were pretty cool.
The guns were cool. I hate that they're non-lethal rounds because he wouldn't use non-lethal rounds. But
Now, do you
I
think
understand
that's
why
so the
you can't.
kiddos?
Yeah, and I understand why you can't do combat when all of a sudden the Red Hood point blank someone in the face, right? Like you can't
Yes,
you can't
you
do a
could.
combo.
It'd be very cool.
It would be
It'd
be
a
awesome.
short game, instead of the long, monologue by the villain.
What'd you think of the boss fight?
It looked pretty neat. It looked pretty neat, and that's the second boss fight they've shown because their original I don't know if it was a trailer. But the original gameplay of it showed Batgirl and Mr.
Nightwing.
Freeze.
Yeah. Now I am wondering, and they didn't mention in the trailer. I went back to see if they do. I'm wondering if you can play any level as any character, or if you're locked in on a character per boss per level.
So what I've read is you can either go solo or with a partner. I don't know if that means co-op or an AI partner. And what the game director said, I forget his name and I apologize, but what the game director said was as the hero you're using levels up, the rest of them level up so you don't feel at a disadvantage.
Okay, that is amazing.
Which
That's
makes
what I'm wondering if
X-Men
you can
Legends
because
mechanic.
for example, and the reason I ask this is when, and I'm sure you might I know you Pez, you notice things like me. Nightwing is a stealth. Using
Yes.
Nightwing is stealth. I loved how you could use his glider and such, but obviously Nightwing is a stealth character. Red Hood is a brute, and I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that Batgirl is your like thief type, or I guess Robin would be the thief type, and then Batgirl is your like all around warrior.
Yeah.
Is my guess. These are
But-
just guesses.
But based on how that article kind of said everything, I think. Dang, that was loud. I think that you'll be able to use whoever you want on whichever level you want.
Okay.
I'm
I'm hoping because I think I'd Nightwing the living daylights out of this game.
Yeah, my
I'd be interested
theory.
to see if like the dialogue changes or like how much it differs based on the character you use.
Yeah.
Obviously, they have to record lines for each scenario, but
Well,
does it
yeah,
change based on?
that's a very good point, Wabo, because in the comics, Red Hood he's vicious.
Yeah. It's funny
And
because
so is Nightwing.
I was very confused how you go from Jason Todd and Arkham Knight hating Batman to now him being part of the Bat family. But I guess there was a DLC that kind of like took care of that I never played.
Yes and no. You have a very strong point right there.
Because I'm like, how does Jason Todd, and I think I can't really remember, but I think at the end of Arkham Knight he turned on someone. I think it might have been Scarecrow, and he was like, well, Scarecrow turned on him, and then Batman helped him. I can't really remember because that game isn't that memorable to me. Because
Jesus.
all I remember is hating the Batmobile.
Yeah, I couldn't stand the Bat. So I tried to replay it because it was on Game Pass, and the Batmobile just nope.
Yeah, I don't like it. No, sir, I don't like it.
I'm Batman. Batman's not a Batmobile. Batmobile's cool.
So one of the pre-order bonuses you get is a custom Bat Cycle skin. Are you worried that that's going to be the new Batmobile, or do you have faith that it's going to be a little more easily to traverse?
Not at all, because the Bat Cycle is only for Batgirl. So each character has its own vehicle. I think Red Hood uses the motorcycle too, but Nightwing doesn't. He has a glider.
Mhm.
And Robin, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say Robin has a glider too.
Hmm.
I'm gonna go.
Robin
Maybe I'm
did
wrong.
inherit the Batmobile.
No,
Did
it
maybe
lost its
Alfred
wheel.
pick that one up? Oh Jesus.
I always wondered how you got Robin laying an egg. I guess because it's a play on the word bird, like of a bird, but it's still weird.
Oh yeah, that's right. I just thought it worked with the meter.
Still weird.
A little bit of iambic pentameter there. No.
My hope is, that you'll be able to, like, if you just want to play with Robin the whole time, you'll be able to do that. My other hope is that it's 2-person co-op, either online or local, but I think that's going to be stretching it a bit.
Yeah, I think like local would make sense, but I think online might mess with cutscenes, so on and so forth, right? No?
Maybe.
Otherwise, Pez, we're playing the whole game together.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll stream it here on youtube.com/3dads on a console. There was one other point I had, and now it's gone.
My apologies.
No, it's okay. I forget what it was. It's gone in the ether.
I love the skins though that they show that you can get. The Beyond suit style, like the one for Robin is like horrifying, where it like meshes to his face. But the Jim Lee ones, that's like the Batman family I remember. Like you got like Barbara Gordon with like a giant hair. Robin's got like that old school like boy wonder, and then I don't know a lot about Red Hood, so you've got me interested in it, Pez. But I love his like just like looks like the guy barely tried to, he's got the hood and everything else is whatever. That dude looks.
He's a mad
tough.
dog. That's all I'm gonna say about Red Hood. Red Hood's a mad dog and a loose cannon.
Wow, but do you have HBO Max?
I do.
Watch Batman under the Red Hood.
Well, under the Red Hood.
Yeah, it's one of the animated DC movies. It's very, very good. It gives you the whole background on Red Hood, his whole story. It's a very good animated movie. Don't watch it with Little Wabo around because it's very violent, as most of their animated movies are.
It's seriously, DC animated movies are awesome.
They're so good. It's so funny, the stark contrast between like Marvel live action, DC live action, and then Marvel animated and DC animated. Like one does live action very well, and one does animated very well.
Yeah, like Year One animated on HBO Max.
Oh, it's so good. And I watched what else did I watch? Dark Knight Dark Knight Returns. No.
Yeah.
What's the one where the Dark Knight Returns part 1 and 2.
Yeah,
and then Long Halloween part 1 and 2. Excellent movie.
So I don't have that. It's not on mine yet. I can't wait to watch the Long Halloween.
It's incredible. Incredible stuff. But I am excited for Gotham Knights. I will say right now, friends, listeners, countrymen, lend me your ears. This game will be rife with microtransactions.
I think so too, and
It
I'm wondering
definitely is
how.
gonna be. Uh,
Costumes,
yeah, oh,
skins.
100%. I don't think there will be like I don't think it'll go the Assassin's Creed route of like XP upgrades or like XP like boosts.
I had no
Uh
problem with that. I'm just gonna say this right now. I had zero problem with that.
I didn't play. I haven't played Odyssey or Origin, or Valhalla,
It
even
was
though I own
very
it.
optional.
So I can't. I'm not going to comment on it. But I don't think. I don't think that it'll go. WB will go that route. But be ready to have a store that will be full of skins. Just
Well, we've already seen 4,
yeah.
3 or 4, and then it says 3 exclusive colorways. They mentioned transmog, which when you do that, you know there's going to be a lot. And the deluxe collector's edition has another one plus beyond suits. So and then plus boosted gear, whatever that means.
Boosties.
Boosties.
So you can get boosted.
I am not a skins guy in any game. Unless I can get like a full pack. Like I know I got a skin pack. What was it? Which Arkham? Whatever I could buy the 89 Batman skin. It was 99 cents. I bought it.
If
But other than that, I don't give a rat's poopy.
I will probably buy one. I will probably buy like the quintessential Red Hood one, and then just transmog it because I do like. I am a big fan of how they changed gear in this. That like there are mods for it. You have like all this gear stuff going on. I like that, and I think the gear itself is going to change in appearance. But yeah, transmog it, 110%.
But if there's no continuation of the game and it's just a story driven game, I don't see how like I just don't get it. Like who cares?
People
See,
do,
like,
especially like comic fans, because it's like, oh man, it's
I'm a
Robin that looks like
dude.
this.
I am only DC. Like Marvel
But
can
I
suck
think
my
you're
my
reasonable.
teeth.
I think you're a reasonable person that is like, okay, well, I'll just get the cool stuff in the game. You're not the one that's like, I'm just gonna pay for the skin I like. Actually, no, you just said you did 99. Okay,
I
maybe
did
or
I did
89.
89 Batman. It was 99 cents. It was on, but I bought it like after the game was like no one played
Fair.
it for years, and I got it on Game Pass, and I'm like, all right, I'll
I
go
don't know
get
if I've
this
ever
skin.
bought skin. I don't know, not for me. I'm sure it's for a lot of people though, and I'm curious about who makes this statue. For it to be 300, it says it's got a COA from Jim Lee, which is kind of cool.
Mm,
It's all looks like it's all one. I love collector's edition. It looks like it's all one piece. I just get
that's
nervous
cool.
because sometimes, because it's a comics game, I'm assuming it's going to be a high quality statue. Sometimes you get the collector's editions and it's like not great plastic. It's actually gone downhill. Recently, well, not recently, but sometimes they always cut corners. This one, at least from this picture, looks great, but I'm interested to see an unboxing because it's really got to be significant for it to be a that price tag,
Well,
especially court like what you said in Canada.
well,
Four
yeah.
hundred
Imagine
dollars is a little bit much.
imagine
Unreal.
spending for $300 on a statue and the thing is horrible. It's painted terribly and it's flimsy and it isn't good.
And it's
I'd be
it's not
I'd
a
be so
real
mad.
canvas bag.
I would be yeah. It's not a real canvas bag. I'd be
Hmm.
so mad. I'd be so mad.
Dude, that story. Oh my god.
Only to find that WB gave out another canvas bag
Well,
to
I
social media influencers. I'd be so
I
mad.
am more interested considering what's going on with WB on what people are getting and what this is all about.
What do you mean?
Why run that out? Well, because WB's trying to sell themselves. So like this could be very bad. Microtransactions, everything, gotcha stuff. Like it could be a lot of it.
Oh,
I would be willing to I'm interested now that like I kind of brought up the microtransaction thing. I am interested to see if they are gonna do junk like you hit level 10, you got a bat crate. Alfred dropped a bat crate. Like
Oh
go get your bat crate.
no.
Like I don't know,
bad crate.
yeah, like That's the pessimist. That's the pessimist in me. Ka-chow.
Pessimist.
Yeah. That's the pessimist in me that looks at games like this and is like, oh man, like you're already pumping out skins for this. Like we are gonna get skins galore, which is fine because like I played Arkham City, I think, like my third time through as Batman Beyond, and I was like, oh, this is awesome. Like I have bought those because they're neat, and I'm a nerd, and I have adult money, and I can do what I want with it. You know, so
You
like,
have adult money?
yeah, hell yeah, baby. So I get
And you do whatever you want with it? I would
That's
like to
right.
ask your wife that question.
Do not
You
ask
can.
his wife that. Oh,
No, you can absolutely ask her. It's I'm the finance guy, so I can do whatever I want with the money.
you can cook the books, baby.
Yeah, we cooking books, baby. She doesn't
we,
need to know about my subsidiary Wolf Cola,
we got
where we just
offshore slush funds.
the way we just drop all of our tax brackets. I don't think so.
We we laundering that Twitch funds.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. Subscribe to Wolf Cola and help me launder my own Twitch money.
Wolf Cola.
But yeah, so man, part of me is like it's gonna be this like gross. Part of me is worried it's gonna be like this gross, like almost Mortal Kombat 11 esque
Oh
DLC.
my gosh, no.
Because I mean, they
Same
were owned it by WB at one point.
You're
Forgot about
right.
that.
So it's a wait and see. As of right
Stop
now,
swinging at the freaking ball.
my hype level is I would say about a 7. I'm not like I need to run out and get it tomorrow, but it's like yeah, it's probably for AAA games. It's probably tops on my list to play.
Mhm.
Me too. I'm very excited.
One thing that should get, well, at least the three of us excited, but other people, is that they basically just announced, oh, by the way, no prior gen. So you know it's
Yeah.
gonna look nice because they don't have to try to cater to an older generation of consoles.
Yep.
And
And so I want to ask you
bold
guys about
decision,
that.
but I'm happy about it.
I want to ask you guys about that. What do you think? What do you think about that?
I respect it.
Honestly, I don't think there should be previous gen games anymore. I'm done with them.
Yeah, I mean,
I
agree.
I have the new console. You know what? I want the best version. I'm tired of getting these games that are like maybe it's 60
Yeah.
because we've
holds
got to
everyone
support the
back.
old console. I get it. I get why they had to do it, but the time is now. I'm sorry. We're done.
Do it for FIFA, because that, you know, like like, not that this isn't gonna be a big game, but like people who are gonna pay $500 Canadian for the collector's edition, they got the new console. They can play it. Don't worry about the old gen. Old gen is old. It's been what? 2
Old
years?
game is old.
Old game on old gen is old news.
True.
We're the future.
I'm just at the point where like nah. I want on my Xbox, I want 120 frames per second. On my PlayStation, I want 125%. I want 20 frames per second. I want VRR support. I want it all.
Mm-hmm.
I want Unreal Engine 5. You see that? Like, we were wow. Did you see that tweet from Jeff Keighley?
Yeah, the Japanese train station.
Oh my goodness.
It was awesome. It was. Have you seen that, Waba?
No, I haven't.
Dude, wild stuff. It looks like a legit. Like it looks like someone recorded it from their phone.
Unbelievable. Like you can't. I'm in shock that it's a video game. And then there's also the mods that people have done to the Matrix with putting Superman in it. Like I want that. I want that game. I want the new version of the remastered Last of Us in Unreal Engine 5. I want games in Unreal Engine 5. I'm done.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I have a very expensive console and I want to see very expensive games in it.
I am also.
And if you can't get one, that I don't get it anymore because they're everywhere now.
Yeah, Xboxes are.
Yeah, Xbox is definitely are.
Well, no, but Sony's got an issue. They can't get them out there, and also they're being, regardless, even if they were out there, they're getting outsold right now.
Mm-hmm. So people are buying them, but like you said, if you really want a console, you know, Xbox is easier to get. Sony's doing what they can, and most, you know, people have PCs too. So don't you have phones? No, why not?
Ooh, don't you have
What's a
phones?
phone?
Don't you have fun? Don't you want to play Diablo Immortal?
Did
But I mean, so I also think it's good for a development team to only have to worry about one generation.
Agreed.
Uh, and like look at CD Projekt Red and Cyberpunk. I think they could have made that game what it should have been to begin with if they didn't have to worry about last gen hardware. Because let's be honest, last gen hardware is becoming, I'm not going to say obsolete, but technology wise, it's probably becoming obsolete. Where you're not going to get what you want from it anymore. And then to waste time and money developing for that, for possibly a return that doesn't meet expectations, doesn't make sense.
Mhm.
Take your development time and your development money and work on high end consoles and PCs. Like that's now what the gaming landscape could be. And yeah, it's gonna isolate, alienate some people. But you know what?
Oh
Gaming has
well.
alienated people for decades, right? It doesn't matter.
And the price tag is getting higher too. So if you're going to charge $70 or what is it? You said 85, 90
It's
Canadian for
90
a
in
game.
Canada. Yeah,
Like
70
I
for
don't want
us.
to talk about it, man. It's so expensive.
but at least now like with this game, if you're going to be spending that extra money, you're going to be getting next gen developed for games. So at least that's that.
Yeah, I
Like
don't
I would
want.
be curious. I would be curious to know what sells more in Canada, Xbox or PlayStation, just based on Game Pass, because we don't have to
I
buy those
don't.
absorbing games.
I don't want to spend. I don't want to spend $70 on a PlayStation 5 game and feel like I just got a rezzed up version of a PS4 game.
Yeah,
Like I
may
don't
as well
want.
just play the PS4 game. Why
Yeah,
not?
like yeah, I might as well just get Valhalla for the PS4 and play it on my PS5, right? Because it's like okay, if there isn't a dedicated PS5 version, then like which there is, but like then what's the point if they're just
Mhm.
gonna if they're just gonna dress it up a bit and not actually put like legit next gen features into this game? Like why would I bother paying $70 when I can probably wait and get it for $25 in 3 months? You know what I mean?
These are strong points.
So I
Definitely.
love I love ditching last gen hardware. I already know some people who are pissed about it because all they have is a PS4, but it's like, sorry, dude, like that's just how it is, man. Like
It's been what, almost 3 years?
like that's the gaming landscape. It's just at some point you're gonna get left in the dust, just like PS4 left PS3 in the dust, and the PS3 left the PS2 in the dust, and
It happens with everything,
go
man.
right down the line. That's just how it is. You can't have your cake and eat it too when we're talking about $500 consoles. Like you can't. Sorry.
Agreed. Like that's the biggest right there. What you just said. Like these things aren't cheap, man. Like show me no. Show me the good games. Show
So
me the
I
good games.
so I commend Rocksteady and WB for making the decision that no, we're not going to cater to everybody. It's a high end game. We're going to treat it like a high end product, and it's only going to be able to be played on high end products. And I think that takes a little bit of cojones from them to do that because you're cutting out fan bases that are
Mhm.
rightfully going to be mad, but also like it's your game and it's your decision. Do what you
Yep.
want. And if they're like, this is how we're gonna put out a better game, do it. Put out a better game.
Dare ya.
And
So
that's where I sit on that topic.
there we go.
Sorry, I'm
And
full of fire today. Full of fire.
that's
Seriously.
okay. It's good. We want fire. Speaking of hot fire, the Switch had a fire little showcase today
Did
Ooh,
they?
no,
called
they
Nintendo Switch Indie World.
no,
No,
they
they
did
did not.
not.
They did not. What did they have?
No.
They had a
Uh,
thing.
yeah. It was akin to have you guys seen Arrested Development?
Of course.
Yeah.
It is akin to Tobias going in to read about the fire sale, but screaming like, "We're having a fire sale! The knob, it's still hot!" Like it was bad.
It was less a fire sale and more a dead bird don't
Yeah,
open.
yeah, yep. Dead bird don't open. I don't know what I expected. God, I love that show. The first two
Yep.
seasons of that show are truly television magic.
Uh-huh.
It was not great. My expectations were we were gonna see Cult of the Lamb release date. We were gonna get some info on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, um, Shredder's Revenge, maybe something on Silk Song, but I was like, that's a hard maybe because I think that's more of a full direct thing. But what they showed was not great. They showed one game called Soundfall that reminded me of kind of like Crypto the Necro Dancer
Mhm.
slash the Hyrule Cadence of Hyrule, which I was like, this is pretty awesome. I'll probably pick this up. It actually came out today, like right after the
That's
direct.
cool. I
Yep.
like when they do that.
And then they showed this game called uh Silt, which gave me very Limbo and Inside vibes of how the color palette was,
Yep.
which looked pretty cool. And they showed Cult of the Lamb, but no release date. So it was just like, yeah, this game still is like my most anticipated game of the year. Yeah, great. That you didn't do anything for me. Other than that, nothing was grabbing me. It was not good. It was 20 minutes kind of just like fluff. I enjoyed more the the 25-30 minutes I got Monday of the Monster Hunter DLC coming out than I did in this direct. And I was really excited for this because as you guys know, I love my indie games, but these games didn't do it for me.
Here's what I'm gonna ask you, Pez.
Yep.
You say you love your indie games, and I
Yep.
believe you. Are we indie gamed out? Have we gotten too many good indie games where they're just like, oh my god, this is almost game of the year? So now when normal indie developer, I shouldn't use the word normal, but games that we've always considered indie come out and we're just like, ooh, is this even like what is this? Is this shovelware almost? Are we getting spoiled? Is what I'm getting
Spoiled, I
at.
think, is fair because I think the word term indie went from having a very small like definition to it's so broad. And you have some that are on the higher end, and then you have some that are throughout that spectrum. So when you're comparing it, when you use the word indie now, it has a different meaning in people's heads. It might vary, but for me, I have a good idea of what an indie game is, especially the ones that I love. And when I see games that don't maybe meet that expectation, it makes it a kind of a non-consider, or at least a wait and see for me.
Well, I think the category now is so wide open because I feel like we've lost the designation of like the double A game, right? Which is like a kind of it would to me be akin to like Sony publishing a game that's not from their own studio. But we've kind of lost that because now it's just like self-published like triple A stuff or indie stuff. So the indie market is flooded, right? There's no doubt about that. The indie market is flooded. And there's been some really good games that have come out in the past 10 years, right? Games like you never would have thought would have caught on the way they did, like Stardew Valley, right? That everybody has played for.
I don't even consider that an indie game anymore, right? Like
That's
that's
an
just
indie game. Consider.
Yeah,
you
one
know what I
person
mean?
made it.
Wow. What?
But like
I did.
that's such a huge game.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's a huge game. And then you have teams making games like Kane or Bridge of Spirits, right? That was like
We
uh,
need to change what is an indie game anymore, like the definition.
maybe it just now it just feels like it just kind of feels like a buzzword label, right? Because if
That's
if I
yep,
gave
you're right.
you if I gave you Hades and I was like, who do you think made this? You wouldn't, or like how many people made this? You wouldn't be like, oh, it was Super Giant Games that has like 25 people. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Yep.
Like the type of polish that indie games are getting now is like these games are being talked about as like best a roguelike game, right? Possibly game of the year in some people's categories. And I truly think that there might even need to be indie designations of like indie A, indie double A, indie triple A, because like man, the market is flooded and there's definitely a wide difference of production and polish on these games. I think is how I'm gonna put it.
Okay.
Because I could make a game that is pure garbage and looks like trash and be like, this is my indie game, right? And like
Yeah.
it brings the indie name down, honestly. And like those games are out there. There's shovelware games everywhere. But yeah, I think it's probably time to change what
Change the
what
name.
is classified as an indie game and what isn't.
Yeah, I think that's fair, especially now that Steam like makes it so easy for people to self-publish. Maybe that's a better title. It gives the opportunity to people who may not be able to get a actual publisher,
Yep.
for better or worse sometimes. But
Yep.
it's both a good bad thing. Like having more opportunity for people to showcase their games is not a bad thing, but also too, it changes people's expectation of it.
Right. So then you look at, so you're always looking for your next Stardew Valley or your next Kena Bridge of Spirits, and then you get something like what we got today, and you're like, this doesn't have anything I wanted. Like people didn't want what they brought. They want Silk Song, which, for those that don't know, is like a sequel to Hollow Knight. Which Team Cherry isn't gonna reveal until Team Cherry is ready, and they haven't been ready. They want more Ninja Turtles, because it's that nostalgia grab of it. And that game, from everything you have seen, it looks done. There's just no release date, and it's like, where's our freaking release date? And for me, it was like, dude, can you please tell me when Cult of the Lamb is coming out, because I will buy it day one. I will stream it on Twitch. Like, just tell me when it's done. Just tell me.
Fall looks
And
like it's about to be extremely busy in a bad
and
way.
yes, oh, 100%. Between, I mean, because our Gotham Knights comes out in October.
October 25th.
Okay. Yep.
So that alone, right? So you have that. Nintendo's gonna drop something in that time. And if Ragnarok is still coming out in 2022, it's got to be around that time as well. Again, the hot Pez take is I don't think it's coming out. Just
Same.
Sony won't say it.
But yet the developer supposedly said it is, but they didn't. So like, I love when people are like, well, guy on Reddit.
Source, just trust me, bro.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Stinky.
The developer replied to me on Reddit. Yeah, that's what they did. Sony was like, yeah.
I'm gonna believe a guy that's the username is I love Kratos' feet, right? Like, come on, get out of here. Get out of here with that mess. But I mean, if
Kratos' feet would be very gross.
Oh, disgusting. Oh my god, disgusting.
Like, imagine the toe jam, just because like he's like trucking through the woods with no shoes on.
It would just look like you dug up mounds of dirt. Worms and everything. What a disgusting, vile man he probably is. But I mean, so if that's true, right? We're looking at Gotham Knights, which is a AAA studio. We're looking at Nintendo has to do something, because I don't even know what their next big release is.
Well, when's Splatoon? September, right?
Right.
Yeah. So you have Splatoon in September. My guess is they're probably gonna try and drop something else, like in
Zelda?
November, December. No, they already said it's not coming out until 2023. Which knowing them makes sense. And then Ragnarok is gonna be around there somewhere. So
and then you've also got Forza Motorsport that's possibly coming. You have
Starfield.
Starfield, you got to get the heck out of the way of.
So it's just fall is gonna be wild. But
It's
Call of
gonna
Duty
be May. Sorry, it's May right now, right?
it's May right now. It's gonna be October.
When's the new Call of Duty coming out? Is that this year?
Yeah, there's a Call of Duty coming.
Yeah,
So that would be
sometime.
probably fall as well. You have the sports games release, your FIFAs, your Maddens, your
Overwatch is supposedly coming
Overwatch 2.
out. And we know nothing of we know nothing, Jon Snow.
Well, there's Redfall from Xbox is coming.
And we still don't know about Diablo. So Diablo, while I don't think it's gonna come out this year, they could just be like, hey, in June when we do whatever, Jeff Keighley's like definitely not E3, but E3. Who knows? Who knows what Blizzard's gonna do?
Xbox is doing a 90-minute showcase.
Yes, on the 12th. June 12th. So
I'll be there.
I won't, unfortunately.
Wait, you'll be there?
With Xbox Canada, yeah.
You're gonna actually go to the event?
Yeah. In Toronto. There's going to be one in Toronto. I'm going to
Oh,
it.
okay. Oh my gosh, I was like, that's sick.
But yeah, I'll
Bob,
be
I thought
there.
you were gonna be like at the actual event.
Well, if you're at, if you're across the board, you might as well come say hi. I know it's on the opposite coast, likely, but it won't be cold.
I mean, I hope it's not cold here in June,
Yeah,
but
we'll
based
see.
on this weather, you never know.
I'm very excited to hear what comes from that, though. That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's really exciting, but man, it's at that time, right? And the fall is usually the time where you're gonna get inundated with games when the Pez buy it or wait spreadsheet gets updated, because let me tell you, the amount of video games coming out, I cannot afford them all.
I'm trying to think. I'm like, what? Like, I mean, there's a lot of big titles, but I feel like there's a lot of like smaller titles now too. I mean, we were just talking about indies. Um, like I know we were talking about like Tape to Tape, which we talked about on the show. Like that's coming out in December. I think the Wrestle Quest
Mm-hmm.
game is coming out in fall. Like,
And there's still ones we don't know about, like that game
yeah,
Stray, that where you play as like the stray cat. Like we don't know much
yeah.
about it, but
Yeah,
it's
like what's
supposedly
Sony
coming out
coming
this
out with?
year.
Watch Sony pull like
Oh,
another
dude,
like
we
what they did.
also
And be like,
got
yeah,
we've
nothing.
also got Harry Potter. Like there's a
Oh my
Harry
god, that's
Potter's
right. Harry Potter. I can, like, it's wild. The stuff the stuff that we are gonna get is great. But it's wild, man. Like, it's crazy. It's just crazy. It's gonna be craziness.
Too much stuff to play on consoles that
and
people can't find.
NHL, right, Waba?
small indie title.
Hey, you know what they'll do? They'll make Austin Matthews the cover athlete again.
Maybe
Like
they'll
how
It's like 60
like
goal season. They may as well.
maybe they'll
this time they'll be like 50 and 50 on the front and then put an asterisk beside it like it should have.
maybe they'll rename it to EAHC, right? Because just like they did with FIFA, because FIFA is no
Dude,
longer a thing.
Or they'll be call it, instead of like NHL, like you know how they get it Madden, they'll call it Matthews.
Honestly, I was thinking
And
if
then
they wanted
everybody
to
will
drop
like
the license, they would
moon.
be Chell. They would just call
Oh,
it Chell.
100%. They would call it Chell.
But
Chell
nobody else
23.
wants the NHL license.
Chell 23 is kind of a dope name. I'm not gonna lie. I like
Yeah,
that name.
Chell 20. Yeah, I don't know why they don't call it like Chellin. I mean, they have World of Chell.
Chellin? Did you just say Chellin? Like
Chellin like a
I'm
Velen.
Chellin like Magellan.
I'm looking up the FIFA thing.
What do you mean?
What I know. So I'm trying to think. How much was it? Like, FIFA wanted some crazy amount of money.
Yeah.
To
So
change your name. It was like more than double, right?
yeah, it was ridiculous. It was some ridiculous
forward and
number.
habit packs are useless. I'm saying it. I'm saying it now.
Saying it right now. Yeah, I don't know. And oh no, it won't come out this fall. I was gonna say the EA college football game, but that won't come out this fall. We don't know. We haven't heard a lick about it.
That's too bad. That game's gonna crush. But did you guys? Did you hear about the totally unrelated? But it was just, well, kind of EA. That's
Well, was always a totally unrelated. It's like totally unrelated.
totally unrelated. No, kind of.
That's fine. Drop it. That's what our whole show is unrelated.
Did you hear about the Mass Effect thing?
No.
What?
So
what?
there was I think there was a website on the like Mass Effect website or something. There was an allusion to Shepard being back, and then it was quickly taken down. And this was
I think that's a guaranteed.
And that got me thinking. I'm like, okay, well, the reason I thought of that is like, oh, well, when are we gonna get news on that? When is that gonna be released? Probably not this, because obviously it's too late. But that was what reminded me. We were talking EA and.
Well, I don't know if it's too late because we haven't done the big summer showcase.
Okay, so we don't know what Sony's going to bring out. If they're not bringing out God of War, do they have anything else? So that's first in the conversation, right?
They're gonna give us Last of Us 2 remaster. PS5.
Probably it. No, they're going to give us Last of Us, the first one.
They're giving us Last of Us 2, but they're letting all the.
They
I hope
announced
it's the last of them.
I think we get the announcement of the new Uncharted. I think we do, and we get the Last of Us remastered announcement. I think we get that as well.
Can they release Uncharted the movie, the game?
Yeah, go play Spider-Man.
Isn't that Uncharted 3? Hold on. Isn't that Uncharted 3?
I don't know. I haven't played them.
Oh, that's right. Oh, it's so. I still need to see the movie, but I love that game. I know people dunk on it, but
The movie, yeah, I love the game.
I heard the movie was fine.
It's fine. Vanessa liked it. She had no interest in playing the game after, though, which was disappointing.
It's all right.
Mind you, if you're going to make a movie, I was really confused how they just didn't make Uncharted 4 is like, wow, make that's your movie, right? There's so many
They're
good set
leading up to it.
pieces.
Do you think
Instead, they
Sony?
took like 1, 2, and 3 and made a movie with it. That's what they did, and
Oh,
put
they
Tom
took the
Holland
first three.
is Tom Holland's not Nathan Drake. Why are we doing this?
Do you think they'll do for Uncharted 5 what they did for the Spider-Man remaster and make
No, I
Nathan
don't think we're
Drake
getting
look
Uncharted
like Thomas
5.
Holland?
I think we're getting a like a prequel or a we're getting something like that.
Oh, so they're definitely gonna make him look like Tom Holland?
Please don't.
That would be crazy.
That's what they did in the Spider-Man game. Spider-Man remaster on
100%
PS5. He looks just like Tom Holland, and
You're right.
I kind of hate it. I kind of love it, but I kind of hate it.
Like I
if they
get
do
it.
that
Sony loves
to make Sully
Sony
look like
loves-
Wahlberg.
Sony loves Mark Wahlberg and they love Tom Holland. I get it, but neither one of them are either character.
How can anyone love Mark Wahlberg? God, I'd rather love the end of a chainsaw.
They had your mother, family.
Just
Tell
look
your
how
mother
much
you're
you
not
hate
gonna
him.
be home for supper. Not gonna be home for supper.
Court, you saw the movie. Did he use any of his like Wahlbergisms?
No, not really. To be
Ah,
totally
that's too
honest,
bad. He didn't sneak one in there.
Okay, I can't believe I'm gonna say this. He wasn't bad as Sully, but his Mark Wahlberg voice is not Sully. If that makes any sense. Like it's Mark Wahlberg. With
It's
a
too
mustache.
high.
No,
He doesn't have that
it's-
gruffy voice that Sully has. And he's also
I
not
don't know.
likable like Sully.
Sully's an old guy, and Mark Wahlberg doesn't look like an old guy. That's
Like, gift and a curse for him, I'm sure.
I have nothing to say about Mark Wahlberg.
I think you do, and that's the problem.
No
Last thing I think
Pez has got a whole thing for Mark Wahlberg. He's got like a secret poster under like over his bed.
way, dude. If anything, I would have a poster like hung up on the back of a freaking trunk as a stump as I threw axes at it. That
Look in the
sucks, dude.
tunk.
Look in the tunk. I think he means trunk. You know what? Speaking of The Simpsons, have you guys watched the guy on Twitch in the Madden
You're welcome.
directory that has been playing full episodes of The Simpsons in the morning?
No.
In
Where
the
is
Madden
this?
22 directory. So he's been in the Madden 22 directory. He's been playing random full episodes of The Simpsons.
Can we talk
And-
about how Twitch is pointless?
And
What-
I have a lot of issues lately with Twitch. And some would say, and I would agree that this man is a hero.
what's the viewership like on those Simpsons?
Like 200 people.
He's gonna hit partner playing Simpsons on Madden.
Well, how is he not getting DMC?
Don't know.
People aren't reporting him.
Yeah.
To actually DMCA, I've looked into it because there have been people who like stream NHL games. You have to like do work. Like you have to actually like file a thing, and most people aren't going to do that because we don't care.
Yeah, and the reason you
work
hear
takes down a lot of these streams.
Yeah, the reason you hear like Pokimane or XQC or whatever getting caught is because they are like the 1% of Twitch. Like if I stream a Bruins game, no one's gonna care. It's gonna be me and like unless someone comes in to report me, like the NHL isn't even gonna know about it because I'm not on their radar.
I will say during like
Until
UFC
Pete Blackburn like retweets it.
Yeah.
Well, the UFC fights, people stream it under the UFC directory, but the whoever's doing it, they'll they'll actually go in, like UFC will take them down. They'll like reach out to Twitch and like you'll see streams get cut off mid-fight.
Mm.
But for hockey, they're not necessarily doing that. And for who even care? Like who cares? Like the Simpsons don't care.
I
Like
think
you can
they
watch
do.
their.
Disney
think so?
cares. I'm
Oh, that's
telling
right.
you right
Disney
now.
owns it. Oh, the
Disney
mouse.
cares, man.
I forgot
Disney
the
owns
mouse
The
owns them.
Simpsons. They care.
Yeah, this guy's gonna get yeeted into the shadow realm of law.
Yeah,
Guys-
you don't mess with Disney money, man.
Guys, we're talking. It's been like 2 weeks so far.
Dude,
and
he's
it's
almost-
awesome.
Dude's gonna hit partner.
It's awesome. I've been spending my morning just watching this dude, just like
Why don't you
watching
just
The
watch
Simpsons
Disney
at home.
Plus?
Why don't you just watch it yourself?
Because I'm
I'm
in
so
the
con-
office. I can't watch it
But
in
Disney
the
Plus
office.
is an app. Yes, you can.
You can watch it on YouTube. It's like super accessible. You don't have to watch
Yeah,
the
dude, this is
it's
weird.
not a
But I can just watch this.
screen.
Yeah, but there's something fun about it being illegal.
And instead, you're
that
like,
we
I
can
want to
get on.
spend time with this guy.
Yeah, I do.
All right.
You don't even
It's just
see
like,
him. You have no idea who this guy is. I
you
just
donate so he reads your comments. Like,
no,
oh yeah, man,
I
Mo
do.
is really weird.
I actually donate and I say the line before it comes up in the show.
So a text-to-speech voice is just
Yeah, I
one
say the
step ahead.
joke. Yep, and then my hat goes to the ceiling.
Your hat hits the ceiling. Yep.
That is now my favorite running joke of this podcast is the hat hitting the ceiling.
The hat hitting the ceiling.
Yep. But yeah, I forget where I was going with this whole thing, but it was pretty neat, and I enjoy it. And you know what? I would rather watch a guy stream it than watch it on Disney Plus. Sticking it to the man, even though I pay for Disney Plus.
That makes no sense.
You're saving the bandwidth.
Sticking it to myself. Look what I can do.
You're like the people that pay for the gym and don't go. And you're like, ha.
True. Ha,
Please
take
don't
that.
tell me. Please don't tell me that you've subbed to this guy.
No.
Okay, because then you're just double paying for the same thing. It's just hilarious. You're like, you know what? I'm gonna stick it to the man. I'm gonna sub to this guy.
I'm gonna give this
watch
guy
on
my
phone for free.
Amazon Prime.
Primed out of my mind.
Yeah,
I haven't
primed
given
out
some
of
of
my
my
mind.
Amazon Prime in a long time. It was
Hold
just
that.
easier to have my subscription keep going with YouTube goofs.
I do hate
Oh.
that the Amazon Prime doesn't re-up automatically.
I know.
This
Court, you know what you should do? Go into a small streamer.
No, you every 3 months you owe me $24.
Don't worry, I got a box of Marsh Munch and a label printed out for you. It's on the way.
Oh my god, it still hasn't been shipped.
No, but I found the perfect box, dude. It fits. It's like it was made for this box, dude. I know that. I do a lot of shipping now because I do eBay, but like, so sounds stupid, but this is a perfect box. I got my label printed. It's on the way. It'll be there in a few days.
Waba loves a good box.
Metaphorical wieners and good. Okay.
Yeah, metaphorical wieners only.
Court, do you want to share the Xbox DRM story to close out the episode?
Why am I playing bad? So on the weekend, Xbox had an issue. Okay, an issue that we all knew was a real thing, but then it came out to bite everybody in the butt, which is DRM. I couldn't use my Xbox on the weekend. Some people were able to. I couldn't use a game that I have bought, which is MLB The Show, on my home console or on my second console. Anytime I tried to boot it up, it kept telling me I need to contact the owner of the game. So they had an issue where it was pinging everybody and saying they didn't own said game, and no one could play games that they had purchased, whether it was physical or digital. Game Pass games seemed to work. Some did, some didn't. I saw people were having issues. I was able to get Game Pass games working, but no matter anything else did not work for me. That's the way it was for me. This goes to tell you that Xbox needs to change their policy. And I can't believe I'm going to say this. Xbox needs to be more like Nintendo. Nintendo, the way it works is if you have a game, it doesn't ping for 7 days. It's 7 days. So I can even go on Switch Online and go on the Nintendo classic games and be offline and still be able to play them. As long as I've opened that app when it was online, I can still play those games. Theoretically, the Xbox does not work that way. It pings. If you're on, so right now I'm not on my home console's in the basement. So this console here, every time that I use it, it pings. So if I'm not connected online, it will not work.
Oh, interesting.
The downside of always having to be
Not
connected to
cool.
the internet.
I never knew that though.
So you literally couldn't play all weekend just because of this.
No, I have a PS5 and I played my PS5 all weekend.
Thank God for the most expensive backup plan.
Cross save, cross progression, buddy.
Woo!
Not the most expensive, but I was
Well,
I played the better version of the show because it's better on my PS5. These are
Let's
facts.
go.
It just plays better. It plays better.
That's surprising to hear because we talk about how like consumer friendly Xbox is, and frankly I think
Mhm.
they are. But then to hear something like this, it's like this is what people are scared of or unhappy with when we talk about like online only. Like, why do I have to connect to the internet to play a single player offline game?
Agreed.
And especially when you're playing the show, like you're playing like a lot of single player modes. Why do I have to be online? Or like I don't know. There's an online component, I'm assuming, but
There's definitely online components,
yeah.
but even the single player I've learned with the show, because my internet pooped out, you can't, even if I'm playing single player and it's not online, mini seasons doesn't work unless you connect to the internet.
It's silly. I don't
I
know if I've
think
run into that
I
with,
think it's more scary that the future of all our video games is online only.
or it has
Yeah.
to be connected to online. It's stupid.
I
Like
100% agree.
when I was talking, like I remember I mentioned like playing Call of Duty, I don't know, Black Ops. I don't know not the new one. I don't know. I thought it was. I haven't even finished it. It wasn't interesting. But like I would constantly get, if I hit pause, it would constantly be like, "Hey, you want to go online?" Like I don't want to play online. I don't want to play your game online. I want to play single player. Why do I have to download Call of Duty Zombies, which I'm too scared to play and I don't want to play because it's horrifying? Why do I have to do that to play single player? Just let me put the disc in. It's like
Oh, dude,
it's ruining it.
the fact that on the Call of Duty games, what was it? You have to download Warzone no matter what.
Yeah, I don't want Warzone.
That's so
Warzone makes me
big on
have to
my
get an
console.
external hard drive. I have to get a terabyte.
Seriously,
Mhm.
it does.
Stupid. It's like, stop trying to make Warzone a thing. All right. Some of us aren't 8. Kidding. It's hyperbolic. Don't worry. I know people play Warzone, but I don't know. It's disappointing, and I hate when games do it. And to hear that Xbox does it, it's like, wow. That's surprising. So
My
I don't know.
guess is everybody does it.
We just
Yeah.
don't know.
It's a huge DRM is always a huge issue in the PC gaming world. Always. 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 And it's
So Nintendo has the best policy. If we're getting
Is it
down to it,
an online service?
but no, they do have a DRM policy though. Like it's known. Like Nintendo will. You can actually look it up. Like the rest of them don't tell you. Xbox and PlayStation. I tried to Google it. They don't tell you what like how it works.
I'm sure
Yeah.
we agreed to it in something we didn't read. The thing where you
Nintendo
scroll all
gives
the
you
way to the bottom.
Nintendo says that it hits that like the day you buy that game, the day you install it, and the day you update it and all that, you have 7 days before it pings again.
mm,
So it allows
Nintendo's
you to play offline.
Nintendo's DRM is making the cartridges for the Switch taste bad so that you don't eat them.
Because
that's
like
right.
we've talked about this before, there's games, perfect example, Halo Infinite launched on the Xbox. Well, it was data mined that there's nothing on the damn disc. The disc has got nothing on it. It's literally just a thing saying go to the store and download this game. There's nothing on the disc. So if you
Yeah.
bought a physical copy of Halo Infinite, if the internet is not working, you cannot play it. And Halo is not the only game. There are a million Switch games that you buy now that come with download codes. There's no cartridge as soon as you open it up. The third-party games, there's no cartridge in there. It just says, download this game. And the amount of games that we buy from Sony, from Xbox, from Ubisoft, from all these publishers, that if I guarantee you the game does not work if you had a physical copy if the internet wasn't connected.
Yep.
I would say 80% of all brand new games that come out, if the internet is not connected, the game does not work.
Ugh.
And
Guarantee it.
this is gonna be the gaming space that we will live in forever now. That's it. This is how
Forever,
it's gonna
ever?
be. Forever, ever.
Forever, ever,
Forever, ever.
ever.
That's how it's gonna be. And unfortunately,
How
people
it's
like
gonna be.
Waba and I that are physical collectors, maybe not physical, but physical gamers, right? We're not gonna have anything left to buy.
Losers.
Yeah.
You can buy the case. Like the best is now that you can get steelbook cases with no game.
With nothing
You
in
can
it.
So
I know.
ridiculous.
So crazy.
It's become it's a whole market
Yeah,
of people buying that.
it's unreal.
Best Buy sells them all the time. Go on a Best Buy webpage right now and you can buy just the steelbook, no game.
Yep, or it'll be like I saw Wario64 tweeted out that you could like buy what game was it? It was one that just came out and there was like free
Seafoods.
steelbooks.
Sifu or whatever.
Maybe it was Sifu, and he was like, "Oh, blah blah for $50 plus free steelbook." I'm like, "What?" It doesn't even. It took me a minute because my caveman brain couldn't register what was happening.
I'm just a caveman.
But oh man, Court is killing it tonight. Court's references out of control tonight. They're the best.
You're loving it though.
I am loving it. So yeah, not a big fan. Oh my god. But yeah, not a big fan.
No, I don't think anyone is.
No.
Yeah. That DRM is for Zoomer's court to tie it all in a nice little bow.
Oof.
That's
where
Zoomer
we
tech.
started. That's where we're ending.
Anything else we want?
That is game companies saying, "I got you."
Yeah.
Anything else you guys want to touch on before we wrap up today?
Nah.
All right.
Nah.
It's just like nope.
Have you played Overwatch yet?
No.
Oh my god.
I
Great.
said I would.
How is that a fly?
Yeah, you did say you would, and I wanted to know what you thought of the changes to Roadhog's Ultimate.
Well, that's a big market tease for a future episode.
Did that
Is
really
it?
just happen?
It's a small market tease.
Yeah, it's like the Kansas City Royals of teases.
Oh, get wrecked, Kansas City. That's gonna wrap up another episode of Three Dads and a Console. If you had fun, please come find us on YouTube at youtube.com/Three Dads and a Console. You can see us live, and you can subscribe to us for free. Support the channel. Also, make sure to rate us.
Yeah,
it is not on Twitch, but on YouTube. Sub them if you got them. Also, make sure to rate us on 5 stars on all your podcast platforms of choice. They have it on Spotify, Apple, all that good stuff.
And follow Waba and Pez on Twitch. That'd be nice of you.
If you tell us you're from the show, you get a free ice cream at Denny's.
When you're in Waba's stream, tell him you're from the show, and I'll time you out for 10 minutes.
Same here.
As a thank
also,
you.
if you're in Pez's stream, Pez will make a fart noise.
No, you can make a fart noise with your own Pez channel points.
If you use the points, Pez just farts on command. It's an actual sound. He's got a mic down there.
Dude, that hurt.
There was a person on Howard Stern that they brought in as a guest that used to be able to do that on command.
My daughter probably could.
I think it was a woman, and it was like Methane Mary or something like that. I forget what her name was.
Methane.
Mary.
Methane.
She's the reason why we got global.
Yeah.
No,
it's all Howard Stern's fault. It's all Howard Stern's fault.
Oh well, with great power comes great responsibility. So, Godspeed.
Oh, man.
Maybe you'll see Methane Mary in a future episode. But thank you for joining us, and we'll see you in the next one.
See you next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.